Are you feeling a little sad today? Maybe down in the dumps? You might want to blame the calendar because today is Blue Monday. The third Monday in January is known as the saddest day of the year. Experts blame Canadians getting less sunshine, all that holiday eating catching up, and then, of course, there are the holiday bills that begin to roll in. To beat January blues, experts suggest getting more vitamin D and reaching out for mental health support if you need it. For more on this, let's bring in Dr. Marianna Strongin. She's a clinical psychologist joining us from New York today. Hello, and thank you for being on the program.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit more, January 20, why is this Blue Monday? How did we decide that this is very blue? What is it about today?
Okay, so in 2006, a travel company wanted to study this a bit more, and they decided that this was the day that people are most likely depressed. The way that they came up with that formulation is that they looked at three things. They looked at sun exposure, they looked at debt levels, and they looked at motivation, and they typically were the lowest during these times. And so they coined it Blue Monday, which is the third Monday in January. Now, this isn't empirically studied, so psychologists and medical doctors have not found this in their research. However, they aren't wrong to assume that a lot of mood symptoms start to really come up and spike up during these weeks when everything becomes a little tougher and the days are a lot shorter.
Okay, so let me ask you about that. So there's a marketing aspect then to so-called Blue Monday, but the reality of it is a lot of people do suffer from seasonal affective disorder.
Yes, and seasonal affective disorder is a real thing.
Yeah, and, okay, so tell us a little bit about that. And because people might be sad for all kinds of reasons and they may not suffer from sad.
That's right. That's right. So seasonal affective disorder usually comes up and starts to rise up around the fall as our days get shorter. And it typically gets the worst during these 2 weeks when the days are the shortest and we have the least exposure to sunlight. But they also can happen during this time as people are getting over the hump of all the excitement from the holidays and maybe even not following their New Year's resolutions and having a hard time finding motivation and also having things to look forward to.
On the serious side, what is there a big concern that people who are blue or maybe suffering from seasonal affective disorder need therapy? Like, at what point should they become aware that this is more than just being in a gloomy mood because of a gloomy day?
Yeah, so some of the things to pay attention to is the loss of interest in things you used to enjoy. So when patients come to me and say, I'm not enjoying the things that used to be really exciting for me, those are big warning signs. I also pay very close attention to any disruption in sleep and eating patterns. And a lot of times people will also present with symptoms of agitation and lack of motivation. Those are some serious symptoms to pay attention to, and I urge people to really seek out help when they experience those.
Good advice, Dr. Marianna Strongin from New York. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.